I want you to conduct an experiment to determine the free fall acceleration of an object. Okay, the purpose of the lab, to determine the free fall acceleration of an object. Okay, this lab is going to come in two parts. This is the first part, okay? The second part of this lab is going to be then changing something and seeing if changing that thing about your object will affect the acceleration of your object. Okay, immediate questions. Can you work with someone? Yes and no. Yes and no. So we'll get to the working with someone part. Okay. So I guess my first question is going to be what data do you need to collect in order to find the acceleration of an object? Eli, did you say something? The weight or the mass? That's a good thing to make sure that you have So Eli says the mass or the weight. And you said all of the points?
Yeah. So you can find it.
All of the points. So you can... Oh, good. So Louise has then corrected herself and explained what she means. She's saying she wants to find the position and time, or versus time. That's a good thing, right? Like, because once you find the position versus time, we know some ways now that we can find the acceleration. Do you guys know what this means, free fall? Acceleration due to gravity, perfect. This means we're finding A sub g, acceleration due to gravity. Anything else that you feel like this might entail? Free fall? How long it takes to drop. So yeah, understanding the time that it's in the air. When Oh yeah, Mr. Watson always talks about free fall when he's doing the potato gun, right? Because this object is shot out and then it's undergoing free fall. In physics, a lot of time free fall means that we try to say that there's no air resistance. You're cold? I don't have gloves today, I'm sorry. I have a wet towel. Okay. Okay, so if we want to find the position and time of our object, let's say this eraser, how are we going to collect this data? A timer. Take a video of it. That's a good one, because with the video, I mean, you guys have done video analysis of stuff on the pivot, right? So you could take a video of it. I like that idea. If you do take a video of it, what do you need to make sure about your video? So you'll want to make sure that you reset your time so that t equals 0 is when you drop it. How are you going to measure the position? Put a ruler or something. We'll need something in the video that you know the height of. So a meter stick or a ruler, or if somebody knows that they're exactly 5'3", Like that might be like helpful too. Meter sticks are usually the best bet, but if you were dropping it and you knew the exact height of like the tent, that would be good. Okay. How should you take the video? With your phone, okay. Horizontally, good. Yeah, so let's do video. If you want to take a video, let's do this way, like a horizontal video instead of a vertical video. Let's do horizontal. And if Jed was going to drop something, would it be cool for me to be down here like this, watching Jed drop it? No, because like you get weird measurements and stuff, weird angles. If you are like at a weird angle, you get weird angles, right? So make sure you're sort of as perpendicular and end on to a person that you can be that's dropping the object. What's another way that you could get the position and time? We did it already this week. Motion detectors. Yeah, absolutely. Motion detectors. So you could use a motion detector to get your position versus time graph. Cool. Okay, so video or motion detector? All right, so if this is the first part, to determine the free fall acceleration of an object is part 1. Part 2 of this then, part 2 is going to be to pick a variable to change. Part 2. Pick a variable to change. And do it again and see, does changing that affect your acceleration? Okay. So you're going to change a variable and you're going to think, does changing that affect the acceleration? So what things could you change about an object? You could change the weight. I'm going to use the word mass, but yeah, you could change the weight or the mass. Good. You could change the initial position. What else could you change? Nothing else? How high it is from the ground? Yep, that's kind of like the initial position. What else could we change? Beautiful. If you throw it with force. So what is that idea of throwing it? What will that change? Yeah, that'll change your initial velocity. That's a good one. I can think of one more easy thing that we could change. Yep, so you could throw it up or down. That might affect how it's accelerating. Oh, surface area. What a great idea. Or you could change the shape, right? Changing the shapes, changing the size, that will change the surface area. Because that definitely changes this, right? If it's balled up versus if it's flatter versus if it's just a piece of paper, it's going to go like this, right? Down to the ground. That would be hard to measure, right? If you have something that's doing this, I would suggest not using something that has that sort of amount of air resistance. But yeah, I think that would be a great experiment. So what I want you to think about now, and maybe write it down, is these are your two parts. I will drop blank and change blank by blank. Okay, so an example might be, I will drop a piece of paper and change the surface area by folding it up. If that wasn't your original idea, don't write it down, pick something else. If that was your original idea, that's totally cool. Okay, we're gonna go around robin with this. So take 2 minutes. I will drop something and change a variable, one of these things, by doing something. So how are you gonna change your original thing? Clarifications? Okay, I'm not telling you that you can't. But I have set up this lab for you in Pivot already. If you want to do video analysis, there is a lab there and you can upload your videos, okay? Now, it will be an individual lab in the sense that I want everybody to do it, but it can be partners in the sense that I recognize you're gonna need to find somebody to help you videotape this. And some of you had the same ideas or very similar ideas that you could work together off of the same videos. And then as you're analyzing it, you can double check with them, like, did you get this? I'm stuck about this. Does that make sense? So if you want a partner to work off of the same videos as you, to help you videotape them, that is totally super cool. All right. Any questions?